Oh? Why him? Why do the worst people get to see all this shit? Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with some Infinite Ryvius. Well, I guess you can't have some Infinite Ryvius. Um, you can't have some infinite anything. I guess you can only have an infinite amount of Infinite Ryvius. Anyway, of course, not of course, you don't, sorry, my brain is in a turmoil. If you want to know the order of events of today's things, I just got done watching today's Mushoku Tensei. My brain is off kilter. I apologize. We have no comments, as per the recent episodes, so we're gonna go ahead and roll right into the board. This is the board. I don't really know how to explain it anymore. I am probably going to put a link in the description so that you could get a closer look at it. Some of my notes describe some of the changes to the board, so I'm probably going to rely on the note section right now, because actually I'm just going to roll into it. My first note literally is about it. I put a red line between Johnson and Kelly. Boom, right here. When the gravity goes out, Johnson is actively trying to grab Charlotte with a reacher, and Kelly comes flying in with a headbutt that I have to think was intentional to try and protect her friend from this creeper. He is actively getting worse and worse as the show goes on. I have no high hopes that he's going to redeem himself from his stalkerish nature, so I appreciate that Kelly has tried to save her friend. It's one of those things that's going on in the background. I don't remember if I have a note about it, so I'm going to go ahead and go over here. Emerson, no, actually I do. I'm gonna focus on this right now, and you'll figure out why when I get to it in the notes. It kind of feels like Ryvius' entire mission is to be a carrier for the Vital Garter. Like the mecha appears to be a fourth the length of the ship, and its container seems to be only slightly less as wide as well. So say 13% of the ship. Not for nothing, the fact that the ship's primary power is also generated by that segment that carries and controls the Garter 2, rendering the Ryvius mostly useless without it in those moments where it's launched. The only other features of the ship we know about are its gravity systems, which seems to be projected around the entire ship. Both of these systems seem like total unknowns to the kids on board, and I'm going to use them as our point of reference characters in this in order to say that the Ryvius must be a testbed vehicle for these things, which is why I don't expect to see anything like them used against it. I think it's only going to be one-sided in this respect. Future note, though, from future note writing me, Conrad's people also questionably refer to it as a new weapon, so I think that's confirmed. I have to now wonder what we are going to be fighting. If this show turns out to turns its focus towards mecha combat in any way, if we've established that our bad guys' fleets are all on the level of the Martian fleet that just got defeated with just a couple of activations of the Vital Garter, I mean, there was that super fast ship in the Adult, still assuming that that was a ship, by the way, not a biological entity. Given that fleet combat in this show is super realistic when it comes to timing, and that every move needs to have a program written for it and compiled ahead of time, speed could really be a factor that could be a problem for this thing. And I know I may have written that out very confusingly. That thing in the Adult was moving super fast. It went right past them. There was no warning. And everything we've done so far has been, hey, we've got like 4 hours to write a program to get it done. Let's do that. That might be the biggest threat. Because otherwise, I don't foresee what the Vital Garter is threatened by if the highest level tech is itself. In which case, a bunch of kids have the most powerful weapon in the solar system, right? By the way, I'm back to wondering about Criff and Charlie's relationship. I gave my whole maybe they are a thing some episodes back and then switched it to a she's just using him to get closer to Blue last episode, my notes. But right at the start of last episode, Charlie is calling to Criff for help, and she says, I can't reach you, baby. Sorry, that's what she says in English. She doesn't include baby in the Japanese. I'm including it here. Which seems overly familiar and caring for someone that might otherwise be thinking of Blue or her sister in that circumstance. Until something definitive happens between the two of them, I think I'm just going to be teetering on the edge of what their relationship status is. I mean, she was literally jerking him off on the bridge in the middle of the fight. Not a move I'd think she'd do right in front of Blue if she was trying to get with him. And yes, I rewound a couple of times like, what the fuck is she doing? And it's like, she's literally jerking Charlie off. I don't know how else to say that. So, yeah, I don't know what the relationship status is. It's complicated, I guess. So last episode, I also misread the hallway situation outside the bridge, and that's where this board thing is coming from. Thinking that they were attacking Blue's gang, and then went on to wonder why no further assault had happened. Well, that was just Emerson and Lilith freaking out in Zero G, where Emerson appears to have hooked himself onto Ryu's neck with his legs. The others were just some ZY members clinging to one another. No assault, just comedy. Let's see. For as high-tech as Vital Garter seems to be, it's odd it's just being controlled via remote wired connection. I think last episode I thought that they were laser communications. I know if Lessons were here, he'd be talking about how any remote system could be jammed or blocked. Just seems like anything in range to fight the Garter would be in range for debris of that fight to cut those wires. So, I don't know. I just dislike. I don't know. I like things to be self-contained or for them to not be easily defeated in such ways like this. So I anticipate this coming along at some point. Yuki telling Koji that he's just a keyboard jockey is insane. They are both doing the exact same thing, programming solids on a keyboard. What they are programming them to do is different, but they are both keyboard jockeys. I mean, if a coordinator from Gundam Seed got isekai'd, this would be his dream world. Everybody is a keyboard jockey. So I'm not changing my mind just yet on Yuki, but I'm starting to see where if you give Koji a bit of slack, he becomes a real asshole too. Yelling at Yuki is one thing. He's earned a yelling at for everything he's done on the show so far. But shoving and ordering Aoi around when she's just trying to know what's going on or to help with the Yuki situation just feels wrong and out of place. So that thing I talked about early on about what if Koji is the asshole, I think we're leading up to that. The purple girl is a mystery to me still, but the fact that we do another deep dive into the character's thoughts in a moment of stress has me still considering the fact that she might still be an amalgamation of everyone's thoughts, like a shipwide noosphere of subconsciousness, speaking their thoughts out loud, I guess, for us, although she couldn't be doing it for us, because we don't exist in the world. You know what I'm saying. We have Ikumi thinking about his sister and her asking why he supposes they're siblings, then ending the sequence saying goodbye. Aoi thinking about something she has never really thought about, surrounded by ice, I guess to imply a thought frozen in time. Koji remembering that time he got tossed through a sliding glass door and how he can't stand it. I'm guessing the girl saying someone wasn't even serious is a Yuki memory of some girl angry at Koji, as I think that's my current theory about Yuki's anger at Koji. I will say that my doubt in that lies with the fact that she kind of sounds like Fina. Lukeson thinking about becoming an officer. San was apparently someone Blue beat the crap out of before, and we see him begging for mercy. That's why I've changed the color of the lines between Sun and Blue, because I just don't know. Maybe I was wrong before about the Yuki line. I thought was maybe Fina's, because we get a Koji carrying Yuki as kids with a Yuki voice asking, why does it have to be him? Then Purple Girl saying, all I want is to be together, with a random shot in the dark guess I have here to go along with my earlier one of the ship having an orphan brain. I mean, that old trope, right? We took an orphan's brain, we put it into the machine. What if the ship / Purple Girl is Akumi's sister? Thus the connection between his scene of her and the Purple Girl, vis-a-vis the Purple Girl in his scene about his sister saying goodbye and then leading into all I want us to be together. Also, they're both purple. I know that's not a huge connection, but I'm grasping at straws here. Otherwise, all we have is a couple of different names. The Bratica is the Ryvius, so the Via has to be the Vital Garter. And they mentioned Wells' ring a couple of times in the episode, and apparently that's going to be their distraction device until they do whatever they're going to do. And we saw at the very end of the episode, I have no idea what it is. In fact, all I can guess it's going to do is spin around really fast. I have no idea. Other than that, though, those are all of my thoughts about the episode. And again, the board here, which is itself, like a subway chart. Where do you want to go? Who leads to who? So that said, I say we go ahead and hop on into it and see what's going to happen. I guess on the 3rd episode of Space Fight Around Mars. Let's go ahead.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Interestingly, though, this episode is slightly longer than the rest. But 2 minutes longer than the last episode. But the problem is, weren't they using the ship's sensors to be able to tell what's going on? The lift ship, I mean. Literally, slap him in the head. Slap Koji in the back of the head. I'm not on Koji's side anymore either. I don't know what Koji's problem is, other than the fact I think he just has it hard up for Fina, and his desire to be with Fina. Sorry, I'm realizing I made a mistake here. I'm clicking that right here in the opening. There we go. Sorry, I was in widescreen when I should have been on square format. His desire to be with Fina is actively trying to push away any, former connections or embarrassments he feels like he has. And as much as I like Fina, she's not helping the situation by actively... Well, actually, maybe she is. She's literally asking who Aoi cares about more, Yuki or Koji. And all Aoi has to do is indicate towards Koji, and I feel like Fina would be like, understanding? Koji is the asshole here. Which I guess just leaves me in a state of, are both the brothers assholes? Is that the problem? I guess it just leaves me with the one character now. Nothing better happened to Julie or Pat vis-a-vis. Because Julie is the character who is the best character on the fucking ship. Slightly too innocent for her own good, but still best character. Couldn't you still control the Vital Garter if the lift ship was connected to the Ryvius? That's why I also appreciate that Sun is on this ship. Oh, kick this kid in the face too. I hate this kid. It's literally the worst of the Y members and might be the best of the Blue members. See, I appreciate her. It's just that her annoying bit was before last episode on the bridge, where she was complaining about the middle bit where they were, hey, the dinosaur arm. They really made her all about the one thing. Oh, come on, Johnson in the back. Creeper. It's funny that they made the creeper more creepy than the guy who's naked all the time. Yeah, I mean, really, they did lay out the plan before they lost communication, so long as both sides are working to the same plan. Are you gonna try and mutiny on your own now, too? Yep. This is what I thought he was gonna do before, then didn't think so, and now I think so again. Who's gonna supply you guys with food? Sorry, I hate that fucking kid, but they might have all the power, but the Ryvius has all the resources.
このままだとリバイアスが来るときにはもうあれだけの数の機雷を全部トレースってマジかよ。どいつもこいつもタラタラやりやがってムカつくんだよすべて。精鋭らしきものを捕捉。敵艦か。ああ、意外と近い。相手もゲドルトに突入してくる。状況が同じならこっちに分がある。データを回せ。ダメ。君やると過激になっちゃうでしょ。
I mean, legit, he threw the last fleet. He didn't destroy them. You know, damaged some of them, I guess.
ニュートリノピンガーに反応。目標にしている艦船です。もう一方のデカブツは反応ありません。現状で取得した目標の進路データをウェルズリングへ転送。通信部位射出準備。船だけでも確実に落とせと伝えろ。これ以上失態を続ければ太陽系中の笑い物になるとな。了解。
I don't know why. You're legit fighting the most high-tech thing in the system. How long is the line from the lift ship? Pretty sure you just killed one of them.
少しは褒めてよ、ユウキくん。すげえ力だな。言ったろ、こいつがあれば無敵だって。
Is that a beacon? Because we've seen some of those before.
リフト艦との連絡は？
まだダメだ。ニュートリノピンガーに反応。敵艦隊の軌道がずれまくってる。
3艦確認。残りは追尾不能。
バイタルガーダーがやってくれたのか？
敵の罠かもしれないわ。
バイタルガーダーどこにいる？ピンガーに反応なし。
どこ行っちゃったのかな。こっちが攻撃できないと知ってるはずなのに。
ひくみ、早く返事しろよ。イズイも待ってんだぞ。約束したんだろ。ユキ。それがどうした？あっちに兄貴がいるからなんだってんだよ。どうしちゃったんだよお前ら。あんなクソ野郎。何言ってんだよあんた。
I don't know what she's about.
リフトガンを落とせよ。
俺だってそうさ。守って死ぬのはごめんだ。
そんなことできるか。なんだこれ。でもよ、リバイアスは。
Why would you even be transmitting that? Oh? Why him? Why do the worst people get to see all this shit?
目標の距離が3万を突破しました。メインタンクブロー。装置は0コンマ1シャーシェル保って船体浮上。同時に戦闘態勢に移行する。魚雷装填全発射管開け。
So is the fact they're going to be firing missiles a problem for their garter without any sensors?
お待たせしました。
何言ってんだよあんた。俺だってそうさ。守って死ぬのはごめんだ。そんなことできるか。でもよ、リバイアスは。
Oh, listening to a recording.
なんだよこれ。なんだよもう何も。バイタルガーダーが健在なんだ。めでたいじゃないか。
イクミは無事だったの？
裏切ったんだよ。
は？裏切った？バイタルガーダーが？
シャレになんねえぞグランのやつ。こっちの戦力の9割はバイタルガーダーなんだぜ。
Also, most of the ship's power.
ざけやがって。そんな野郎。まだそうと決まったわけじゃない。
Again, that's another Criff Charlie thing I can't read into.
状況証拠は最悪です。リバイアスはバイタルガーダーに見捨てられました。俺がメインでやれるならフライトまで持っていく自信あるぜ。
そういうことだったの。そんなことない。イ 裏切るわけない。きっと何かの間違いよ。勇気だっているんだし。
危なくなったら逃げるのは当たり前。
Oh, are they gonna use Koji as like an actual hostage now against Yuki?
いや、
どうしてそんなこと言うの？
Or these girls? Literally everyone's now a hostage against them.
コージ、お前の弟は本当にそういうやつなのか。兄弟見捨てて自分だけ助かろうってのか。
ええな、俺だってわかんねえよ。
なんだと。
ごめん。
変だと思ったぜ。こっちの作戦無視するしな。
対策を考えましょう。最悪の事態も視野に入れて、今私たちにできることを考えるべきです。
そうですね。真偽の確認は後
I
で。
wonder if they're both from the same religion. They both kind of act the same
で
way.
きるわけないよな。
なんだ。
敵襲。
第328カナーチーの入りジムにあった運用データを解析。ブラツカの予想進路がウェルズリングに転送されています。ウェルズリング、そういうことか。ブラツカの現在の進路との誤差はファイマイナス2、不在プラス3。R はありません。左舷の攻撃に切り替える。ブラツカの左舷に攻撃を集中します。
I'm assuming it doesn't still have its like gravity shielding.
民間施設まで使うと。こんなに近づかれるまでなぜわからなかった。
左舷後部367区画に被弾。
Yeah, so they don't.
話かよ。
反撃できない。逃げることもできない。バイタルガーダーもいない。ダメだ。私たちはここで死ぬ。
Listen, you're never gonna become a fucking officer.
死にたくないんだ。貴様ら、誰かこの私を助けろ。私を誰だと思ってるんだ。
Yeah, fucking idiot.
北条家第24代の三男だぞ。貴様らなんかとは敵が違うんだ。やめろ。こんな不条理なことを認めないぞ。嫌だ。このバカをつまみ出せ。何をするんだ。私はつまいでリバイアスの艦長だ。
誰が艦長だ。この野良しい。
同じだと。
ルクス、パッドをお願い。あなたにしか頼めないの。
This guy?
分かった。
I would not leave Pat with this guy.
今行くわ。お願いね、ルクス。
ユイリーは
I'd want to keep Pat where I could see him.
安心したまえ。我々つばいが君の安全を保証しよう。だから泣かないでくれ。泣くんじゃない。泣くんじゃないぞ。
Fucking kids. I don't blame Pat for being a kid. You're a fucking kid.
今リバイアスは敵からの魚雷攻撃を後方から受けています。かなりの被害が予想されます
I'm
ので。
getting wear a different hat now.
350以降のブロックにいる人は宇宙服を着用して右舷のブロックに避難してください。繰り返します。何どうしたの。
攻撃受けてるって。
ロボットが裏切ったらしいぜ。
勇気を。みんながまたブリッジに向かってきます。
I'm also just thinking, I've been lied to by a different show's opening today.
全てを下ろせ。
Is there what element of Luxon standing beside Blue is ever going to come into pass?
ブリッジのやつら。
またかよ。何やってんだ。対応策はないのか。クライス、フィールドを回してください。
378角損傷。イクミ、早く来て。早く来てよ。勇気。
I'm hoping they're not going to use these girls as a threat against the lifter.
君は本当に裏切ったのか。いや、裏切らないと信じたい。グランはそう、アキヒロ、ミックス。勇気。
いつまで攻撃を受けてるんだ。今の進路を変更して逃げるんだ。
躊躇や不安は決意を鈍らせるわ。
Look, we saw Sun getting his ass kicked by Blue and Gang. I don't blame him for this. Ron, maybe a little bit.
軌道修正開始。違う。
Again, it's the best of the Blues and the worst of this Y.
すぐに攻撃を受ける。
Second worst is Y.
予想進路とずれたらバイタルガーダーとランデブーできなくなる。生き残る可能性すらなくなってしまう。だから
信じろというのか。こっちが攻撃されてるのに来ねえだろ。
信じなくてはいい。だけど 俺は生き残る可能性が高い方にかけたい。進路固定のまま直進しろ。
I mean, it makes logical
いい
sense.
のか？
了解。やっぱりあなたは違うわ。
自分じゃわかんないよ。
Felt like she was drawn differently.
ゲドルトを抜けました。
レーダーも回復。
後方にいる河川艇を発見した。リーベデルタの赤い地と同型だ。
待って。軌道上にも何かあるわ。
何か？バイタルガーターじゃないか。
ああ、遅いんだから行くみってば。本当。防衛映像を出します。
Yeah, what the hell is this Wells ring?
照合結果が出ました。起動プラットフォームのようです。コードネームはウェルズリング。直径20キロの荷物運搬用の人工衛星です。つまりリング上のマスドライバーの遠心加速を利用し、他の衛星に荷物を。
Oh,
あれが攻撃兵
it's
器と
gonna
して使わ
throw shit at them. I was right, it is gonna spin around really fast.
教授、てめえのせいで。発射されました。到達まで約2分です。
ウェルズリングから射出された総量1万ダルクの物体をキャッチしました。単なる回避行動に入ります。
I like this. They're using like
攻撃を続行する。
all the physics they can think about for how a space battle should go.
魚雷も来る。隕石到達まであと30秒。
はい、ストリート、間に合いません。
What the fuck, Blue?
10秒。
You better shoot yourself in the head in case you.
後方より高速移動。
Oh, I like the lifter thing next to the backpack.
頭上通過。コントロールが効きません。バイアか。
I guess it didn't destroy the cords.
ガーター。
緊急離脱。
That was a close dodge. Now goodbye, Wells ring as well.
隕石と一緒に火星表面へ落下しています。
悪い。遅くなった。
お前な。
すまない。いろいろ事情が。
Are we about to cross off half the board? Yeah, but how's the lift craft survive this?
バイタルガーダーは。
They've got a gravity shield. Yeah, okay.
まさに地獄。それにしても。
I was gonna say 2 episodes in a row, not this show. Sorry, side thoughts.
すごい感じてるよ。どうでもいいさ。そんなこと。どういうことだよ、イクミ。裏切り者がいたんだよ。
Son took the blame for this?
勘弁してくれ。俺グランのやつに騙されたんだ。全部やつが仕組んだことなんだよ。悪いのはグランなんだって。よく言うぜ。
Jesus Christ.
俺は無敵だとか言って偉そうにしてたじゃないか。だから騙されてたんだ。助けてくれ。見逃してくれよ。仲間だろう。仲間？何のことだそりゃ。助けてお願いです。助けて。やだ。やめてください。謝るから。
Well, goodbye, son.
やだ。
A long time since I was able to do that with my knuckles, just without. Anyway, I legit thought we were about to lose a third of the characters on board. Like, after was why having finished Mushoku Tensei earlier, I fully expected them that they'd actually just crash into the planet, but at the back of my head, I'm thinking they've literally got gravity control. It's the one thing that they've got, and that would stop them from wrecking into the planet. So, kind of feel bad for San, though, because San really feels like he got strong-armed into the position that he's in. So he's kind of being that toady that he has to be. And then when he had the opportunity to get away from it, the other guys being goody two-shoes prevented him from getting away. Now he's maybe dead or in a coma. I don't know what the fuck is going on with San now. Gran deserves it. Gran is what I thought.
祭りの後に催される勝利の宴、そしてその祭りの後にもたらされる新たな事実、出会うもの、争うもの、触れ合うもの、永遠には続かないことは分かってる。分かってるから叫びたいんだ。時間よ止まれ、頼む、止まってくれ。
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where we're going from here. As it turns out, not a longer than normal episode, a longer than normal file. Because even though it was only 23 minutes and 40 seconds, my file says 26 minutes and 16 seconds. So that's interesting. Yeah. I feel bad for San. I don't think there's any way San comes back from this, though. There is only so much social credit you can get here. And he had very little to begin with, and I think he's used just about all of it. So, at best, he becomes one of our background side characters. At worst, there's a lot of at worst things that could happen here. What else? I don't know. I think there's a lot of there is a lot of character relationship stuff that's been at play in this episode. Very specifically, obviously, the element of did they betray us or not, but also some weird stuff like Julie putting Pat into Luxon's hands. Why? Why would you put the least responsible guy in charge of a kid? Blue, about to blow his own brains out. Like, maybe he wasn't. Maybe he's so irresponsible with a gun. He's like, I need something cold on my temple. Gun. You know? Very, very much a moment of opening up when it comes to Blue, because we haven't seen Blue do very much else other than, like, moments of hesitation and then acceptance. This was like, I'm gonna end it. And I was like, what the fuck? Other than that, again, the Koji-Yuki relationship turns out they're both assholes. Got no real opening up when it comes to who Purple Girl is. More of her. The kid saw her. Sorry, they're all kids. What's his name? Let me bring up the board real quick. On my end. Yeah, I don't need to see it. Now, where did he go? Where did I put him? Oh, that's right. Nyx. Nyx. I think there's elements here. There's like tiers of annoyance, and Nyx is on one of those tiers. He saw her, though. Koji saw her. Nyx saw her. Maybe Rafra saw her. Again, I guess there's also tiers. Nyx saw her. Koji saw her. I'm going to make a second tier that's maybes. Maybe Rafra saw her. It's hard to tell. It's an animal. Maybe Blue saw her. That when they were outside in the pods, I can't tell if Blue saw her or not. So it's hard to tell what the criteria is for being able to see her. Other than that, I don't know. Again, we're still in this long fight, and when it comes to the fight itself, I don't have a lot of stuff to talk about Not because there isn't stuff to talk about. Like I said, during the reaction, I appreciate the realism they're using with the physics and how long a space battle would be with the weapons that they're using. All of that very good, very true. But I also feel like at the most of the fight, the elements are self-evident, right? That you saw it. I don't have much to say because when you saw it, I saw it. We all saw it. It's all very clear what's happening. They fired missiles, they got hit by missiles. I don't want to recover in my notes section, oh, and then they got hit by missiles when they fired the missiles at them. You know, he seems very dumb. There's talking for content's sake, and then there's talking to make things evident that you feel are being missed by the audience. And I'm not talking for content's sake, I'm talking to make things clear where I think things are unclear. So, yeah, that's the situation that we're in the combat scenes. When it comes to relationship stuff, I feel like I need time between the episodes to cover what I think is going on with those relationships and how they're affecting one another. So for that moment, I think I'm going to wait until the next note section to cover how I think things have changed based on the perspective of the betrayal. Obviously, Gran is in the worst position, but I think San is in the... I feel more for San in the moment than anybody else here. I don't like him anymore than I did before. I just feel for him more. Other than that, though, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this reaction here. So, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?